All right, guys, especially for Oliver, I had to make this video to highlight a point. Like when I see you training, right, sometimes on your forehand, you will go like that, right? And you'll see this in the video. You know that a forehand looks something more like that. Now, we do, like I criticize a lot of people who only do that, or, like coaches who only spend, or training people who train, they only do that for the whole session. Don't see this itself as a bad thing. See it as you need to be able to do this as a foundational basis. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying you should never practice that, right? I'm not saying you should never practice this. What I'm saying is, to be good at table tennis, just being able to do that, it's not enough. It's by no means enough, right? Even on the forehand, you need to be able to do it when it's heavy backspin. You need to adjust how much you're going down, whether it's a little bit, whether it's a lot, whether you're dealing with a heavy backspin, not very heavy, average heavy, whether you need to come in. You need to adjust if it's high, you need to step out if it's counter spinning. But in your specific case, Oliver, when the ball comes to your middle, you need to move first. Now this ball's here, bang. Now what a lot of players do is they can do that all right, but then the ball comes to their middle and they're like they don't know in their head, it's not a habit yet, right? Well, it can't be a habit if you don't even know it. That this is the bad habit they got. Whereas the good habit you want to build is, you see the balls here, moving that way is different than moving that way. There you can go same time, and it works well, because we're going from right to left, here we're going right to left as well, right? But moving this way, you want to be going, move first, find that position, stop for like a millisecond, boom. Then you're not going to have the problem of doing that anymore, right? You do that because it comes slightly here and you're like, ugh, trying to compensate. The worst part of this is not an issue that you're actually aware of. So if I was coaching you face to face in person, the first thing I'm going to get you to do is first, because the human brain can only comprehend one thing at a time. So first things first, let's get you doing that to the point that you can't get it wrong. Once you can't get that wrong, then let's start incorporating half long. Whereas your coach is telling you to do half long here, right? When you've still got issues here, when you've still got issues doing this, you've still got issues first moving, then playing, right? So if you're having issues just whipping the ball with your wrist, that needs to be addressed first. Now, let's say you can do everything we talked about, right? That's when then obviously you have to be able to serve short, then you'll get a long receive, then you can play it and you can dominate the point, right? That stuff, 100%, that stuff is the most important. When you want to get past club level, being able to do that is a given. If you want to control and predict how you're going to win points, if you can't do that, you're going to have a great serve and then you're going to have nothing to back it up with. Likewise, if you can do this stuff really well, but you can't serve a crap, well, you're going to start points always, you're not going to be able to start points and predictably get the opportunities to get what you want. So the two are like a dance. In business, I don't know how many of you guys are business people, but in business they say sales and marketing go hand in hand. You need to market to let people know you exist. When people want to buy from you, you also need to be able to pull the trigger and go, is this a fit for you? If it is, I guess what's holding you back, sort of thing, right? Think of this as like sales. Think of the serve as marketing, right? For lack of a better analogy. So this needs to set up the opportunity to get what you want. Being able to do this properly, you need that to be able to win points when the opportunities are there, right? So for your case, again, Oliver, just to recap this, right? Getting you to first be able to do that well, I actually want to see that as a clip. Once you can do that, then let's talk about moving here, bang. Let's talk about here, right? Because also, like, your backhand's pretty good. Your backhand block, your backhand move's pretty good. There, it's technically better. That's what people find in the forehand. Forehand is way more body, it takes way longer to do it, but if you do it right, it's going to feel easier and better. It's always going to be more tiring because there's more body involved, but if you get it wrong, there's going to be a lot of trouble because it's such a big shot, right? So your backhand's great. Now, here on your backhand, you're ready. You need to understand how to deal with balls when they're different than the stock standard block, right? Against backspin, you'll get it over when it's slightly heavy, but when it's very heavy, that's when you're just not getting enough downwards push so you can get that ball up. So you're on the right track with the exercises, but you also need to spend time isolating these single skill sets. Like if you have a robot Get the robot to feed to you just here. Demonstrate to me first that you can go like that. Then get the ball here. Demonstrate you can do that. Then I want you to demonstrate half long. Then I want you to demonstrate that against a very heavy backspin. A robot's perfect for you because it's going to give you ball after ball after ball. If you can't, just start with a coach feeding you multi-ball. You have coaches there, so perfect. There's like multi-ball is very good as an avenue if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's useless, right? But you have people that can feed you multi-ball, and they can feed you well. So get them to feed right here, heavy backspin. Get your coaches to teach you. Like, well, I don't know how well they're going to teach you a bit. Like, maybe they might teach you really well, but like you kind of have to like demand this a little bit. Tell them, give you heavy and tell you to overcome it. Because how to overcome a very heavy ball is slightly different to how you're going to overcome a ball that's not that heavy. And it's different again to a ball that's got no backspin. Like it's a push, but it's quite empty. Then it's going to be different to a ball that's half long. You're going to step in a little bit, right? So demonstrate you can do them first. You shouldn't not do serve and next ball. You should do that, like them together, right? But once you serve, then someone gives you a push. The better your serve is, the more you're going to get what you want. The better this is, the quicker you're going to get better at serving and doing that as well. Right? The two kind of go hand in hand, and you want to be building both separately as well at the same time. Hope that made sense. Let me know if there's any questions.